we're going to open with the first one. And
I know, I'm really excited. I'm actually getting it on my wrist right now. I'm actually holding the tag. I was trying not to pull a mini pearl, but then I realized I had this like super aggressive fist. So there's the tag. But the timepiece itself is absolutely stunning. I really love the high contrast between the band itself and the case is where the magic happens. So that is where you are going to have this certified metal from a P-51 Mustang literally amalgamated into the metal of the watch case. So every single one of these timepieces is going to have that historic element on your wrist. So I love the story. I love the look of the timepieces. Of course, as you know, Tim, they're kind of an homage to the timepieces from that era.
Well, I agree with you, of course, Abby, is that these become immediately collectible. I also think anyone who's a history buff, a World War II buff, an aerospace buff, there's so many ways to look at this. Oh, and let's talk price here, too, just for a second, because here's the thing. We've had these sporadically here at Talk About Watches, but never like this. We've never had these for $49.99 with shipping included, guaranteed for Valentine's Day. So yes, add to the collection or the perfect gift. You can pick up 1, 2, 3, or all 4. And speaking of which, oh, hold on. Yeah, we're also going to be trying to answer your questions here while we're doing this. Good. Yes, absolutely, Abby. Let's talk about, someone's going to go, well, how do I know that? All right, check this out.
The certification process was extraordinarily tedious, okay? So every single one of these is going to come with a certificate of authenticity. It actually comes in this fancy pants little encasement. The box itself is really well packaged, a box within a box within a box. But it is going to say that this is to certify and specify that the watches of the XO Retro Military DNA timepieces contain metal recovered from North America P-51 Mustang. And you do have the notary, the XO Retro seal, which, by the way, not that I've tried this, but if you tried to peel this off, it would leave remnants behind. So it's very secure. This is secure stuff here.
I love that the holograms were used on this, by the way.
I know. It's so cool.
It's very cool. And I also should comment, I don't remember the exact number, but I can tell you that when these premiered, in fact, Abby and I did the television show that did these. I know the asking price was, for each one, was closer to $200. I don't.
I want to say it was $199.
It was what?
I thought it was $199.
Was it $190? It could quite possibly. And even then, one of the things I remember, Abby, was that you and I were talking at the time about the packaging and how this, and this is true, even at that price tag, when you see the box inside the box, and then the certificate of authenticity, which is embossed, and then you get to the hologram for the other certificate of authenticity, it belies the original asking price. This is a steal at $49.99. Yes, is it a great Valentine's Day gift? Absolutely. But even just to add to a collection or to pick this up for a history buff, aerospace buff, anyone who's a fan of the old war machines, this is a jaw-dropping deal. We've never done anything like this.
Absolutely. And within that box, you're going to get this instruction booklet, which honestly, if you could ever love an instruction booklet, this is the one.
Check this out.
There's actual photography from the eras in this timepiece, because of course it's to the entire XO Retro collection. And so it does have, practical functions like setting the time and things like that, but it's also got really awesome warplanes. So that's a bonus. I love this book. It's beautifully crafted. I also appreciate, I hate to admit this, but as I get older, my vision is not what it once was. You notice, you're starting to pull things away. The book is really large. So have you noticed, Tim, like instruction manuals, they make them like this size. I don't know what that is, but you have to have like bifocals and a magnifier to be able to read it. So this is really simple to read as well, which I appreciate. So it's a beautifully crafted book. But I mean, look at these photos.
The photos in these are gorgeous. In fact, let's just thumb through. It's our show. We can do what we want. Let's thumb through some of them.
And so the beauty of it is of course, we're talking about World War II and the fighters involved in this. I know for many of you, it is a very personal experience in terms of, the history in your family, or if you self-served. So, I mean, this is a huge, huge factor. I'm looking for more pictures. I just see instructions, Tim. Like, boring.
Yeah, but they're large.
Yeah, they are large. Oh, I like this one too. Look. So I mean, it's
I just think that's really cool.
Yeah, you might not have seen anywhere else. And I was fortunate enough to get to visit some of these warplanes, and they are amazing. You talk about magnificent pieces of machinery. And so the watch is really a nod to that. You have a magnificent piece of machinery on your wrist, and it literally has the DNA from that warplane. Again, in this instance, the P-51 Mustang. It is fantastic. I love it. Okay, watch metal aside. I mean, this is fantastic. And Tim, do you have this on your wrist?
I will in a second.
Okay, because Tim has a proper man wrist.
Yeah,
So
I have been told. Yeah, high praise. This is what it looks like on me. And I wear almost exactly an 8, and having had this on, it's not buckled at the moment, I'd say at least an 8.5, maybe a little more, but let's play it safe. I'd say an 8.5 or below, and you guys are going to be fine. And I think it's a 44, I believe, is the case.
Yeah, and so we are talking about the DNA within this timepiece, right? You also, by the way, have this amazing etching on the back of the P-51 Mustang as well. And the back is going to say stainless steel case, water resistance, we're talking 50 meters, and then it does say vintage World War II military DNA. You also have a genuine leather strap, so it's extraordinarily comfortable. I love, getting a new watch is always exciting, but then when you have to break in a new watch, to me, that's kind of the frustrating process. I wish they would just come, worn in. But the nice thing about this is you're going to notice there's a great deal of flexibility. So it's not one of those watches that you put on and it's, crazy stiff and awkward on your wrist.
Yeah, we should mention, and I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up and we'll move to some other stuff. Pardon me, I'm just checking some stuff here. Right now, it looks like, I'll show you. Looks like this one, the tan on tan, is probably going to go first, but this is very early, so we'll keep our eye out. I should tell you guys, and this is going to be true of several of the pieces we're going to show you tonight, when these are sold out, that's it. To my knowledge, we're not going to be able to get any more. I know these aren't made anymore. In fact, Abby, you were there. You were actually physically on the XOSkeleton team. I view this as one of the apexes of that company when the idea of retro and the DNA came out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and honestly, it was the kind of thing that seemed so outlandish that it might not be able to be accomplished. And I mean, just the certification process alone, we legitimately thought, okay, have we gone too far? Is this going to be too difficult? Because I mean, we're not talking about, oh yeah, I promise it's there. I mean, we're talking about actual legal certification, because if you're making a claim like that, of course you have to be able to back it. So the certification process of, okay, here's one for you, even attaining these parts, like in this instance of, the P-51 Mustang. So it might be various different parts of the plane for each of the timepieces, but that has to be certified too, to ensure that it is actually from that warplane, from that era, et cetera. So, I mean, it's a several step process in terms of authenticating. And I mean, like you said, Tim, for that price, I mean, it's ridiculous.
This is more than just take our word for it. I mean, it's certified, double certified, hologram. Mm-hmm. To get this under $50 with shipping, it's astonishing. So you guys, you did good.
Well, and it's the kind of thing, I know that we have a lot of lady watch collectors out there, and I love you guys, and I'm so glad that you're with us as well. But with the gentlemen, just go ahead and buy this for yourself and say, honey, I took care of Valentine's Day. Now you go pick out something for yourself. I mean, come on, everybody's busy these days.
Mission accomplished.
Let's be practical about love, okay?